This is Michael Wilson. We're going to look at the issue of, can there be a middle ground on transgenderism? Now, sometimes somebody says something, and it's happened recently. You may want to check out Michael Knowles. He was at CPAC recently, and he said the following, and then boom, he's getting canceled. He said, and so I'm going to give you the context of the quote here. He said, "There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism." That's what he said. Clear, straight up, no confusion, I don't think, with that statement. Then he elaborated, "It is all or nothing. If transgenderism is true," and this is the strange thing from my perspective, "if men really can become women, then it is true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too." So kind of let that sink in. I mean, it's a logical, straightforward statement. And he continues, "And if it's false, then we should not indulge it, especially since that indulgence requires taking away the rights and customs of so many people." And we're in a bad state already around this. People are getting fired from their jobs because of it. So he says, if it is false, which it is, then for the good of society, and especially for the good of poor people who have fallen prey to this confusion, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology at every level. So, he took it to the extreme. It's not true, it's dangerous, and it should be eradicated. The question is, what does that mean? He didn't elaborate. Others are elaborating for him, which is probably not healthy. So it's kind of interesting. A decade ago, Knowles' position would have been uncontroversial. A decade earlier still, it would have been nearly unanimous across all but the fringiest sections of American society. That this has changed so rapidly is proof as good as any. Michael Knowles might actually have a point. How did things change so fast? Well, the LGBTQ plus community has a radical agenda, and they're very clear about it. They've posited that their goal is to eliminate any thinking that would oppose their evil approach to life. So, what should we do? Well, first, we should have compassion for anyone who is suffering from this delusion. We are to love as Christians. Jesus calls us to love. So that is clear. We should be compassionate in how we talk about it. Our goal is to help people understand the biblical worldview, to change how they think, that's known as repentance, and how they act, that's behavior, and come to Jesus. Jesus is the way out, and Jesus can solve this. So we have to be clear, no, men are men, women are women, and we, in compassion, can state that clearly, but it must be said, and we must use the word eliminate any thinking that gives credence to this level of evil.